Hey, what is up guys? Today we are bringing you another 6 tips you need to get to Immortal, and we are doing the carry role today because this is how long it took me to play a game and get a win as carry. Cap. No cap. So we are going to cover these 6 tips, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, if you think I missed anything, and let's get into it. So, tip number 1 is don't panic if things go wrong in your lane. So I screw this lane up, I TP top after the rune play, and I did not respect the trample, and I get trampled, and I die. So, important not to panic here, right? I don't have a TP, I'm going to make the walk of shame back to the lane, but the important thing I want to point out here is look at what the state of the lane is when I get back. And you know, maybe they could have played better, whatever. Like, I get back to this lane, the Primal Beast is 4-1, right? I'm 1-0. Like, he did not, like, get way ahead of me, right? This is not a huge deal. Does it suck? Yeah. But just don't panic. Don't tilt. And you need to, like, be able to, like, just play calmly and, like, just consider it a normal lane, you know? Don't be extra aggressive, right? Like, play a little more passive. Don't come back and try and, like, make another play. But don't panic, don't tilt. That's tip number 1. So tip number 2 is use mana to CS in lane. As carry, if you have some ability that secures your range creeps, or you know, any creeps that you would otherwise not get, especially ranged or flag bearers, which are usually just harder to get, use mana to spam. So you're gonna see I used a hammer here, and I proceed to do this like the next 4 waves in a row. So we're gonna watch. I'm CSing, use another hammer to secure another range creep. My support doesn't secure range creep. If your support does, then maybe you don't have to use quite as much mana doing this. But, you know, that's life. Here, I want to secure the flag bearer, so we use another one. I'm just using all my mana to do this. This is what I'm using all my mana for. Use wand, do it again. I literally, 4 waves in a row have used Stormhammer to secure creeps. And look at my CS, it's 11-4. If I didn't have those 4 CS, I would have missed at least 3 of those, if not all 4. I would be, let's say I missed all 4, I would be 7-4, and this Primal would be 8 and probably 4, right? He would have gotten some of those denies, or 8 and 5. So like I'd be dead even with this Primal, but because I used my Stormhammer, you know, I used 4 Stormhammers, just used all my mana, you know, it's okay. That secures me like an extra 120 gold, and make sure I get the XP and it doesn't get denied, so use your mana to secure the CS. That's tip number 2. Alright, and tip number 3 is very similar to a video I just made last week that was with Legion Commander, and it was how to focus only on CS in the lane. This is going to be basically that video as a tip here from the carry perspective. So only focus on CS in the lane, especially if you're like not looking to be aggressive, right? I died early. I'm not trying to like kill this guy early. I have a Chen. We're not like a kill combo. So I want you to note, or I can just tell you, but then we'll check it out. The first time I click Primal Beast in this lane, the first time, we're gonna fast forward. I use my stun to secure creeps, but I'm not hitting him. Just look at the first time I hit the Primal Beast in this lane. Just hitting some creeps here. Getting some denies. I haven't hit him yet. He's been hit by my stun a couple times. Walked away. Just securing creeps. It's been like 4 waves. I haven't hit him once. Just focusing on CS. Still focusing on CS. Have not hit the Primal Beast 1 time. It's 4 minutes. I have not hit the Primal Beast 1 time. I've not right-clicked him 1 time in 4 minutes. And I think that people think that that's just not okay. Like, you're like, oh, you're not putting pressure on this guy. But like, I'm 16-6 after feeding the first wave and basically missing an entire wave, and he's 12-2. So I'm winning my lane, even though he got a kill and had a free wave to himself. And I haven't hit him once. And like, I'm full HP. He's not like owning me. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why him and Sky together being so passive. But this will happen in your games. It will. I have not hit him 1 time in 4 minutes. I use my stun 1 more time here on him. And this is defensively, right? Because he's like diving my Chen. And now you will see the first time I hit their primal after securing this creep that was low is right now at 418. It's the first time I hit the primal in this lane. And now he's extended. He took a bunch of damage just from my hammer, the Chen hitting him. He's taken a bunch of damage for this play he made that he initiated. I didn't care, right? I was just focused on CS. And now I will hit him because I'm at huge advantage being full HP with regen and him having no HP and no regen. I'm at huge advantage here. So now I can just trade with him whenever I want. As long as I'm not missing a creep, I'm happy to like hit him. And now you see I'm hitting him more. But before, when he was full HP and I was full HP, I was down to chill. As you see, I miss a bunch of CS for no reason. So focus on the CS at all costs. Don't get distracted by like the matchup and like thinking you need to be like battling all the time. I didn't hit this guy for 4 minutes. That's 8 creep waves. Granted, I wasn't there for one of them. I died. But like, don't focus on the CS, guys. That's just the tip. That's the tip. Focus on the CS. It's the whole tip. The one thing I will say about this is that if you are in a matchup where you theoretically should like kind of stomp them, like let's say you're a troll against a Slardar, like you should be hitting him more because you can just hit him whenever he walks up and like you're not going to get punished for it. Or if you're like an anti-mage against a Sand King or like a Jug against a Sand King, some sort of like classic counter kind of. Or, you know, Lifestealer against a Mars. Anything like that. Like you do want to like throw in a lot more right clicks, but in any matchup where it's like kind of even or it's bad for you or just not like ideal, not great, just focus on CS. Don't look to trade with them. Just don't initiate any trades because the one time a trade happened, he initiated it and he dove in way too far, right? Your opponents will just do this wrong. If you don't do it at all, your opponents will just do it wrong and then you'll get a punish like I did. I didn't do anything special. He just overextended, so I like stunned him and then hit him a couple times, and now he's got no HP. And he has no regen because he's like bad. I don't know. So that's tip 3. Really important. You guys will just this will happen. You'll just own them. I'm 23-9. This guy's 12-2. I didn't do anything special. I just focused on creeps instead of hitting him. This will happen in your guys' games all the time. All right, this isn't going to be a tip, but this will be like kind of a bonus. You'll see here my Chen's kind of coming over here. He actually gets a solo kill, and then we team up and we kill the primal. And I want to talk about this because I feel like people might see this, or I mean, I could have just not shown it at all, right? But I'm showing it to you, and you might say like, well, this guy, like, my supports would never come over here and like initiate a double kill for me. My supports don't do jack shit. And that's fair. You know, they won't always. I wasn't expecting this guy to do it. I didn't need him to do it. The lane was going fine, right? We're still doing great. This guy's just not CSing or getting a bajillion denies. But I want you to, like, think about, going back to tip 3, I was focused on CS. I wasn't trying to take crazy trades or any trades. And that let my Chen do whatever he wanted. Now, if you're in Herald, letting your position 5 do whatever they want might just mean they, like, feed because they're confused and they don't know what they're doing. But, you know, hopefully you're like Crusader, Archon, and higher. If you do not be a liability to your position 5, because this goes both ways, right? As the position 5, you don't want to be a liability to carry. But as your carry, you would also like to not be a liability to your position 5. Like in a great lane, neither of you are a liability to each other, and each can focus on like what they want to do. I wanted to focus on CSing. I wasn't getting particularly harassed. I didn't need Chen's help. And because of that, Chen also didn't need like my help because he was like off doing the polling. So the fact that if you play within your limits and don't go for these crazy trades and don't be a liability to your support as carry, you'll be surprised at what your support like gets done. Like maybe he doesn't gank here, but maybe he like secures like 2 runes for mid, or maybe he gets some good stacks off, or maybe he controls the lane equilibrium really well with pulls. You know, if you are not a liability to your position 5 and they have like a lot of freedom to do whatever they think is best, you'll actually be surprised by how often they will get something positive done for your team, even if it doesn't directly affect you. So here it did. It was kills in my lane, but sometimes it won't be, and that's okay. So a little bit of a bonus tip for you guys. It's not a tip, but it's just something to think about, right? If we're just chilling, taking tip 3 seriously, playing for CS, not for like crazy trades, your position 5 might have a better game and easier game. All right, and tip number 4, this is really important because I see in low MMR games all the time people do this wrong, and it's not wrong, but they do it slow. So As carry, you need to transition to the jungle as soon as possible in any given game. When is that moment? When is that moment where it's like, okay, now I can start incorporating the jungle? It's almost always, it's not going to be like 6 minutes, right? It's not going to be 4 or 5 minutes in, usually, unless you're getting like Omega dumpstered, and then you're like kicked out. It's not going to be that early usually, unless that's the case. Usually it's 6 minutes or more. 6 is a good number because you usually start to be like level 5 if you're having a decent lane. So that's like kind of the level an item, and you know, you'll have like an item or two, probably treads. I'm finishing my treads right now. It's kind of the level you need to like start jungling a little bit. And it needs to be after a kill happens, and it can be either way. So if you kill them, you've established, if this like 6+ minute phase, right? You're both kind of strong, right? The offlaner's getting kind of strong, you're getting kind of strong. If you kill them, that means that you're the dominant one in the lane now, and you can just shove it in and go farm, and they're gonna have a hard time fucking with you because like you just killed them, like, right? You're increasing your lead on them, so you can start jungling. So that's what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna start incorporating the jungle into my farming pattern right after this kill, and then clearing the next creep wave that was there. So this is going to really ramp up my efficiency. The alternative is they kill you. Like, let's just say that I had died there and not the Primal Beast. The Primal Beast is now having a good lane, right? He's recovered. I don't really want to lane against him. Them killing you is also a sign that you should start jungling. And when you're doing that after you've died is you're dodging them. So you go jungle, wait for them to shove it into you, and then you go clear the lane under the tower. You have to make your best judgment. Sometimes it's too dangerous to be there under the tower if you're against like a stacked Timber, Doom, or somebody who's going to dive you. But sometimes, you know, you're against an off lane like Veno, who's not really going to like dive the tower, right? He'll shove it into you, you clear it under the tower, then you like just get out of there. So it's after the kill around like 6 minutes, whatever, you know, and sometimes it might not happen until 8. Might not happen until 8 minutes, and that doesn't mean between 6 and 8 you start jungling, because if you start jungling prior to one side killing the other, like unless you're just heads up dodging without having died first, which is always nice, unless you say like, okay, I'm bouncing from this lane, I'm gonna jungle and rotate the tower. Like if you're like, if it's even and then you just start jungling, you're gonna lose HP and resources jungling that like will then affect your ability to like continue contesting the lane. So hopefully that makes sense. I want you guys to start implementing this rotation into the jungle like faster. You can see that I started at 7 minutes. I think somehow this blocked my own camp or something here. But I shoved it in, started jungling, and this really just ramps up my CS and puts me firmly in the lead. And make sure you take your abilities that let you jungle, guys. Don't go 2 points in beam on Luna. Don't want to see that. To all those people who want to sign up for coaching, stop taking 2 points in beam as Luna. And, you know, just focus on transitioning into the jungle. Alright, tip number 5 is going to be thinking about whether you want to go back to the lane or not, and then farming in that direction. So, we took the top tower with our Chen, and I'm farming the jungle now. I have to decide as carry, do I want to go back to my lane right now? Because right here, this is the moment. This is the moment right here. Do I farm... Well, actually, I kill this medium camp. So it's after this camp. This is the moment where I'm deciding. Do I kill the small camp next and then go back to the lane? Because if I kill the small camp next, I'm going to end up back in the lane, right? I'm not going to go farm this small camp and then walk all the way back over here. That would be very inefficient. So I'm either going to farm the small camp to the left and then head back towards the lane, or after this camp, I'm going to run right and farm this camp and go away from the lane. And these are the things you have to ask yourself, and these are the decisions you have to make in this like early jungle phase. What does going back to the lane look like? Do I want to? And then if you do, farm in that direction. Tip number 6 is to linger around your safe lane as long as you can to continue to relieve pressure while doing this rotation through the jungle. I think most people understand this, but you really have to put it into practice and really like think about what would make them come boot you out and like consider what's happening on the map. So here, I saw they had heroes bottom and I saw they had a hero mid, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to let this Primal, who I owned in lane, right? I'm more than double his CS. I think I'm a higher level. Maybe I'm the same level. No, I'm 2 levels above him, right? I'm not going to let this weak offlaner take my tower for free. I am not going to do that. And you guys should not do that, especially if their team's not here. Because I could have TP'd bottom and tried to fight here with God Strength. I could have done that, you know. But I would rather this Primal just not get anything and not lose this tower and continue to have access to this whole area of the map. So I'm going to walk you through this next like minute and a half where I just clear the waves and he can't do anything to me. There's nothing he can do to me. I use my ults just to increase my efficiency. I farm the jungle. Okay, this is like a really nice fight that we just kind of got lucky that they all overextended in here. But I'm keeping my eye on the top lane here. And I'm farming, going back to the tip I just said, tip 5, I'm farming in the direction of the tower if I think I want to go back that way. Instead of going to my Ancients. I could have gone to my Ancients after that fight if I didn't want to go back top. But I was feeling pretty strong. This Primal I thought was pretty weak. And I was like, I'm going to go push this lane out again. So here he shoves it in. He kind of goes on me, but like I know he can't actually kill me. As you see there, he kind of uses everything and I don't die. I'm not worried about it. And here, even at 13 minutes, I'm like telling my team, I'm like, hey, if anybody wants to show up, like I'm down to defend this tower. Like they only have 2 heroes here, right? I don't want to walk in alone, but I'm telling my team, if anybody shows up, like they don't get this tower. So my Mirana shows up and we're just chilling. And again here, got kind of a little awkward little jungle rotation from the Chen. Cancel this guy's TP. He again can't do anything to me. And again, I just clear this wave out. This is 14 minutes. How often are you guys clearing the wave in front of your safe lane tower at 14 minutes as carry? This shouldn't be every game, right? We're having a very good game. We're owning. But as long as possible, you should be doing this. And if I had gotten like the read that like they were going to, you know, they were all off the map, I wouldn't be doing what I was doing right now. Because I'd be like, well, they're probably going to try and make a move up here, a play, because they know I've been up here. But I've had information constantly this game that they've not been here, so I've not let this tower go. Only here at 14 minutes do I TP away after I decide that, like, I've been up here long enough. I just want to, like, start finishing my items and incorporating Ancients. Also, just a farming pattern note here. I use my ult and clear this camp, but my Chen is here. So if I walk towards this Chen, me and him have to share farm, which means I'm going to take the farm, and he's not going to get any farm, and then he's over here doing nothing. So my TP to my offlane does 2 things. 1, it puts me at Ancients while I have my ult going, that's great. But 2, it just opens up the area for my Chen here. Like, what's my Chen going to do? He's just going to farm it up in the jungle. This is what my Chen wanted to do, right? I don't need to take this farm from him. If I had taken this farm from him, he wouldn't be farming right now. And he's just chilling here, right? This guy's fucking puppy. So, just a comment on the farming pattern, switching away there. And that was tip number 6. And we are going to do a final bonus one. Maybe this video will be a little bit too long. We'll see. But bonus info here on fighting on your timing. So we are going to take it back just a bit. And I was not thinking about fighting on my timings this game. That just wasn't, you know, I haven't played a lot of carry recently. I was just kind of focusing on like getting my last hits, my farming patterns. But you'll notice here, I have my Echo Saber, and I end up showing up to this fight. It wasn't because I had my Echo Saber, but it's interesting that it lined up that I had my Echo Saber. We're going to fast forward on ×8 through all this, and we're just going to note the next item times. Actually, I'm going to skip ahead a couple minutes because it doesn't come for a while. I've just been doing my farm rotation. I come over here. I haven't taken any other engagements since then. All 3 kills I got. And here I come down here. I had the Sange, and that's when I rotated down here. It wasn't really a strong play, though. Like, if they had been not showing their other cores in other lanes, I wouldn't have participated in this. This was just opportunity. But I'm about to finish my Sange and Yasha here. And notice as I finish my Sange and Yasha, I TP and go for a play. And I wasn't thinking about this, but this is just how it lined up, because I kind of have this concept like ingrained, I think, internally. Like, I wasn't actively thinking about this, but I just did things once I had my items. And now we're going to be farming our Blink. Notice I'm not doing anything. I'm not participating in any fights. Got my Blink, and we take Roshan. And if they had fought us, I would have fought them, right? On a timing. We made a play on a timing. The play was for an objective. This fight happens off that objective. And We do have one more timing coming up, which is our BKB. Here, I'm just chilling. I'm taking this tower because I know that they're all not here, based on the mini-map that we just saw, right? I'm not looking to fight them here. I'm just chilling and farming, waiting for my next timing. We get our BKB coming out right now. BKB's here. Run straight to an engagement and take another fight. So you can see, pretty much all the fights, except for that one opportune fight bottom, happened around item timings for me. And I wasn't even thinking about this, but I want you guys to note that, because low MMR players, you guys do need to think about this, because you do it terribly. You don't do it right. When you get an item timing, go fight them. Go fight them. I do that this game. I wasn't even thinking about it, but I did it perfectly this game. Perfectly is a little bit of an exaggeration probably, but I did it really well this game. I wasn't even actively thinking about it. You just need to know and ingrain it. Get item, go fight. Get item, go fight, guys. Get item, go fight. So, we're going to wrap the video up here. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, I will see you in Immortal soon. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the video description. You can join my Discord there, and there's all the information there on how to sign up.